Today, I want to dig into the takeaway, share with you the common pitfalls that I see on the lesson tee and how we can fix them. Why is it that we want to make this takeaway look so beautiful? Like the tour players, what does it do for our backswing and downswing? And of course, the most important part, impact. I've got a great drill for you that's going to make that takeaway the same every single time. And not only that, it's going to make you feel in control. That's going to allow you to lower your scores and of course, beat your pals. I've referenced many times how tricky this takeaway can be. The common pitfalls that I see on the lesson tee are often of the club head swinging inside. This club head swinging inside ultimately creates a shallow to steep club shaft that then invariably causes that ball to bend out to the right. The takeaway is really tricky in that getting the club and you to move away together is not easy. Name other sports where you take something static and try and move it in space, and we are so governed by the angles that we see on TrackMan, the angles of attack, how much that we hit down the path line, the face and the face to path. Getting this club head moving away from the start in the right way, the same every time, is crucial to your ability to make sure that you can deliver some really decent path lines, angles of attack that will allow you to hit the golf ball down towards your target. The grip, as common followers of good golf coaching, is much lighter than the head. You will know that by now. The difference between the grip and the head weight is really quite extreme. And that causes us problems. It can cause us problems by swinging away from the golf ball too fast. When we move the grip away from the golf ball too fast, we end up lagging the club head behind. If we then take the club head too fast away from the golf ball, it can whip itself inside. I've got a great drill here that's going to allow you to make that backswing the same every time. For a limited time only, on Skillist, I'm offering you a 2-minute swing analysis for only $9.99, $15, that will give you the top 3 ingredients to work on in your game this 2026, to give you a fast track to lowering your scores and getting the most out of your game. Hit the link in the description below, download the Skillist app, upload your swings on your mobile device, and I will do the rest. And you will sail off into the sunset knowing exactly what to work on. If you've seen enough of my content, you will have recognized these wedges. They are absolutely crucial for many, many areas of the golf swing, and takeaway is yet again another area. Now you get 2 thicknesses with these wedges. You get the thick wedge and you get a thin wedge. Today I'm going to use the thicker wedge, and what I want you to do is place the wedge and lie it on a golf ball. Now what that's going to do is create a slightly bigger angle on the wedge. And what it gives you a really clear visual on is how we can start to match the angle of that wedge up to the angle of my club shaft. Now with the golf ball just outside the line of that wedge, it starts to allow me to feel how that club head can start to go back a little bit straighter. Now the important thing in here is that I want the grip to go below and down underneath that wedge, so that the club head can start to rise above it. Now, of course, if I lift the grip up and I swing the head in, it's immediately going to hit the wedge. Now, for many golfers, getting the club head outside the hands on the way back has always led the grip to move away from the golfer, the grip to move away. Now, unfortunately, what that does is it fans the face open, which will ultimately make that club shaft too flat on the way back. So you may end up with a club head and an arm action in line, but unfortunately, as you then take that club back, you can see the pitch of that golf swing is too shallow to the golf ball. And all of a sudden, that will cause you the immediate result of swinging over the top on the way down. So this wedge here really gives you the opportunity to push the grip down and start to get the club head up, which will immediately then start to get you more shallow. That gives you that opportunity to get the club head down and through with the wedge there. Now to start with, it will really feel like the club head is a long way outside of your hands. But you can see how the grip starts to move in and the club head starts to stay out. Now after you've done this a few times, it really starts to sense how the pressure of the grip wants to work down and the club head wants to work up. And that pressure of the grip going down is very much coming from that lead shoulder. Now as soon as I start to get that lead shoulder pushing down, to get the shoulder moving around, I need to move that right hip back. Now to do that, I need to make more leg extension. So now I can take the wedge, move it onto the floor, slip it underneath my foot. Now what I want to do is feel how that pressure down with the lead hand pushes against the push up with the trail foot. So I get this push down and this push up. Two different directions of energy and force that will allow that golf club to now stay out in front of the grip. But more importantly is that that grip has now moved more back inside, which has opened the hip and started to turn the shoulder back in and around. So now we've got rid of the wedge, we're going to start to simulate the push of the trail foot, the push of the trail foot, and the push of the lead hand, which now all of a sudden really starts to get that club head moving more outside of my grip, that now gives me the chance to move it back down on the way through. Now here's a couple of tips for you. To start with, always try and get the club head to be slightly up off the floor. So the club head at the moment is lying on the floor. You can see the grip's got no weight in it. As soon as I lift that club head up off the floor, all of a sudden I get all of the weight of the club head in my lead hand, in the pad of that lead hand, where you see this kink. Now that kink, if you haven't seen me talk about that before, is crucial. And you can find out more about that in the video up in the corner there. So now all of a sudden, now the club head is hovering off the floor. It doesn't have to be miles up, just lightly lifting it off the floor. Now all of a sudden you can really sense how that lead hand is pushing down, that trail leg is pushing against that lead hand, which starts to open up my hip, get the club head up, and once again, give me the chance to really start to line it up down through strike. This takeaway is an absolutely important asset in your golf swing, and how it starts to make the backswing and downswing really transfer into the energy that you need to see down through strike. Give that drill a go. If you've got any questions, do drop me a note in the comments below, and hopefully you've enjoyed that. Are you tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves? Head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves tried and trusted by elite amateurs and tour players alike. Enter my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out, you won't be disappointed. And I get to hear from you in the comments, sharing your thoughts. That, my friends, is good coaching.